Welcome to Beauty Brains and Biohacks, a podcast cutting through the hype in beauty, wellness, and longevity. No filters, no BS, no influencer fairy dust, just real biology, evidence based biohacking, and honest conversations about what actually works. This is where clinical medicine meets the cutting edge of aesthetics and longevity, separating science from marketing myths so you can make smarter decisions about your health and performance. I'm Dr. Rosie Sandhu, your host, a board certified internal medicine physician and aesthetic expert and founder of Neem Medical Spa. Our show explores the truth behind skin health, metabolism, hormones, and cellular performance. With the physician's lens and an aesthetic expert's insight, I will break down the data, the medicine, and the science behind the biohacks that actually move the needle. No empty trends, just the tools, science, and strategies to help you feel better, look better, and perform at your peak. Forget the filters. This is beauty, brains, and biohacks. Welcome to my show. I'm so excited to start this journey with you. But first, let's get a proper introduction. My name is Dr. Rosie Sendhu, and I'm a board certified internal medicine physician and an aesthetic expert for the past 12 years now. So, the story started in 2014 when, after working in an acute care setting, ICU, as an internal medicine and a critical care physician, I decided to pivot and change into the wellness world. And it happened because the first 10 years of my life, I focused on taking care of really sick patients and pretty much telling them what to do. And it didn't turn out very well in most cases. Yes, we would save some lives. Yes, we would help people in that acute instant. But while working in the emergency room and in the ICUs, what I recognized was that it was almost like a revolving door. I was putting band aids on people, taking care of them when they were truly sick, but never really teaching them what was going wrong. I noticed a very common theme that most patients who would come with a diabetic coma in the ICU would not be taking care of themselves at home. And the common theme was usually lack of preventative care, and most of the time, something that was rooted even deeper, a lack of self confidence, a lack of being seen. And this was reinforced by one of my patients, let's call her Sheila, that I took care of while she was fighting life and death. And once she recovered, I asked her that what would it take for her to make a complete 180 change, because she was coming to the ICU almost every 3 to 6 months with the same condition. And what Sheila told me changed me forever. Her answer to me was that she is 55 years old, one of three children, and at this stage of her life, she just felt unseen. And I recognized that it is our hope and a core human need of feeling belonged and feeling seen that determines which course a life will take. I decided at that time that I wanted a career where I could help women and men find their true confidence again. And that was my first introduction to aesthetic medicine. Fast forward 10 years, I have been truly enjoying and blessed with a career where I help women and men feel confident, feel unstoppable in their life, and I couldn't find more meaning in another career. For the next 10 years of my career, I hope and I aim to talk about procedures that actually are science based, because what I also realized, like any industry that is exploding and moving very fast, there's a lot of misinformation and myths and hypes that really need to be busted, and real science needs to shine. I started this show because I recognize a lot of hype, a lot of misinformation. Every day, I see smart people and my patients come in because they've been misled by a lot of social media noise. And I decided to have a show where hopefully I can set some truth ahead and talk about what the industry is getting wrong, popular myths and trends which are only for marketing lies, and why people are confused and misled. For example, collagen supplements, they are not the holy grail which will fix aging skin. The lies of hormone balancing without any labs, and why biohacking may not be the quick fix that most people are thinking it would be. So, on our show, let's talk science and no hype and no BS. One of the solutions that I'm trying to provide for you through my podcast is about metabolic integrity, where we learn that instead of buying health through a needle once a week, how about we learn to build a body that absorbs nutrients naturally? And that brings me to the topic for today's episode, where we do a deep dive in the IV drip delusion, or what I like to call the expensive urine. Walk into any trendy wellness lounge today, and you will see lines of people hooked up to IV bags, paying over $300 for that infusion, for the cocktail of vitamins, all chasing energy, immunity, and a glow. But here's the medical truth: if you are generally healthy, that IV drip is likely doing nothing more than giving you very expensive urine. We've all been sold on the idea that more is better and faster. But as an internal medicine physician, I look at the data. Unless you have clinical malabsorption issues or acute dehydration, your body is very smart. It's a master of homeostasis. Homeostasis means that when you are in a steady state and once everything is balanced, the body says no, even if it is to the good stuff. And when you flood your veins with that 5,000% of vitamin C your body doesn't need, your kidneys don't say thank you, they say get out. Why 100% bioavailability is a total marketing trap. Our gut or the GI system is not just a tube, it's a gatekeeper or a filter. It regulates how much of the nutrients enters the bloodstream based on what your body actually needs. By bypassing the gut, you're forcing your kidneys and your liver to process a huge bolus of synthetic vitamins that were never designed to be handled all at once. Your biochemistry is tightly regulated. If you force feed it and cross what we call the renal threshold, then the plasma levels are going to shut off and then you pee out all the excess of it. That instant energy that you feel, that's just the effect of a liter of a saline bag or the psychological high of spending lots of money on a medicalized experience. So let's talk about this. Is there an IV glow? The hydration illusion or the glow from an IV comes from all the hydration that the saline bag is giving it. It's temporarily plumping up the skin cells, making fine lines look better for what? 24 hours. You could get the same result by drinking a lot of water and fixing your electrolyte balance for 5 cents. But of course, we want to go for the glamorous option that the IV lounges are giving us with the downside of it: minimal medical supervision, bruising, infiltration, and what I worry about, vitamin toxicity, and sometimes even something as serious as an anaphylactic reaction can actually happen, the very thing that is going to kill that glow. But of course, not all IV hydration is bad. It matters in the right context. If you're hungover and you really can't even get out of that bed, yes, that bag of IV fluids might be good for you. Or if you're sick with a viral infection, getting an IV boost it may not be a bad idea because at that time you're not able to take all the fluids you need to. So look at the context, but think mindfully, intentionally, and stop just chasing trends. They are at best completely useless and at worst might make you sicker than you need to be. So, if you want to spend $300 to have the most expensive, nutrient dense urine in the zip code, go for it. But if you want beauty and brains, stop looking for a shortcut in a bag. Your body is very smart. Give it the credit it deserves. It's a high performance machine, not a landfill for synthetic vitamins. I'm Dr. Rosie Sendhu, your host. Let's stop chasing trends and start chasing physiology.